Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Sergeant Kurt Pafford, Fremont Police Department. We're going to give you a virtual tour of our station. This building was built in 1963, originally used by the Fremont Department of Utilities for their purposes, and turned over to the police department in the mid-1990s for our use. And at this point, we have outgrown the building for our needs. So we're going to go inside and do a quick tour and show you what's going on in here. This would be the entryway to the station where citizens would come in to contact the dispatchers through a phone. And also this will be our lounge / waiting room for citizens when they need to come in and wait for an officer to respond to speak to them. We're going to go through the main doors now. This will be another waiting area for citizens. Also our drug drop-off box for any prescription pills that citizens need to get rid of. This will be our elevator, which is not ADA compliant and is not of a current and up-to-date size that is usable for the public. Now we're going to go into the main part of the building here. This will be our lineup area where all of the officers share computers to enter reports. Over here we have offices for patrol division. 3 sergeants share this office here. 3 sergeants share the office behind you. This office here is for our property and evidence technician. This is a raised floor here, so it's a trip hazard. You really got to pay attention when you walk in here. This area here would originally been for the Department of Utilities where you would come and pay your utility bill. We've converted it to our lineup area for officers to use. Yes, this is our dumbwaiter system. This is how we get our reports and other things sent upstairs to the records department.
I heard you had beer taken off your truck. One's gone altogether, the other one's broken.
This room here is what we use for our armory. There's a utility closet that we've converted. It's approximately 10 by 10. That's all the space we have for our armory. This is the hallway that leads to the north door. That would be the north parking lot where most of the employees come to park. There's some issues with the parking lot sinking and issues with the concrete out there as well. This is the main hallway. Officers have a locker for their uniform and equipment. We don't have a changing room or a locker room, so most officers have to come to work and in their uniforms and store what little we can in these lockers here for our use. This leads into the garage that we use for parking our police cruisers. This garage is older than the original building. I'm not sure what year it was built, but it is older than 1963. This area here was added on approximately 10 years ago as a second layer for property and record storage, as we have no more room left to store anything. Things are moved up there as they get full inside of the building. There's our garage door for us to exit. Then we're going to head back to the generator in the corner. This generator is our backup power. If the power were to go off in the building, it was donated to us or purchased, I'm not sure, back in the mid-90s. It's semi-reliable. And there's some storage underneath that goes underneath this area too back here. I'll mention the shelving along the wall over here. This is our officer's hazmat here. That's essentially, we had to build that for storage. We don't have anywhere else to store those type of things. And they're somewhat subjected to elements out here. It's really not the best environment for them to be in. Also, you'll see the bicycles. This is our bicycle storage for bicycles we bring in. We're limited in space as well, and that's basically where we can fit them in. Back in this corner, this is our gun cleaning table. This is really the only space we have for this. Due to the fumes and chemicals, we don't do it inside the building. Right now it's probably the mid-90s here in the garage, so not the most comfortable place to be cleaning guns. Some utility storage. Again, trying to use all the space we can out here. A fan, if you really get hot, we can turn the fan on in here to help things out a little bit. Downstairs?
Yep.
We're gonna go downstairs. Talk a little bit louder in here. This is where all the ventilation systems are at, so it's a little bit loud. I'll try to be louder here. This is the ventilation system for the entire building. It's original to 1963. It's an obsolete system. Very difficult to maintain and to fix. There's really no option to replace it where it sits at this point. Penetrates the conduit that was run outside. We have water that leaks in here on a regular basis. We try to drain it away the best we can to the sink here. It's coming from somewhere in the parking lot. Again, some property storage, supplies, more supplies over here. Would be the main switch gear for electricity for the whole building. This back here would be the air conditioning system. Again, original to the building, outdated, very expensive to fix.
basically the refrigerant that it currently uses, it would have to be retrofitted, be very expensive.
We'll update that.
This will be our water heater, again, from 1963. I'm not sure what we would do if it went out, how we would replace it.
We're headed upstairs to the records and administrative area. This area here is kind of a catch-all for supplies. And we have our women's bathroom that's tucked back here in the corner. Office space here for our office associates. This is a combination server room, supply room, break room. Three uses basically in this one room. This will be our records keeping room. As you can tell, we are very close to being out of room in here. Again, office associates, desks, the window that they help people at. This here is also not ADA compliant, it's too tall. So that's an issue for some people. Administrative offices for our lieutenants. And this is the office for the chief of police. We're going to head back towards the detective bureau. Here and around the corner we have a couple small interview rooms that were installed for us to use. There's this narrow opening. This leads into the detective bureau, where we have 4 detectives, 1 secretary, and around the corner here is the office for the detective lieutenant. Supply area. We have a refrigerator here for cold storage needs and evidence that we padlock. That's what we've got for that. Some other supplies here. You want to go up the back?
Yeah, I think we can finish it up right about here.
Okay. That's essentially the tour of the building. We appreciate you watching it. We would like you to comment or fill out some comment cards for the city so we can get your impressions and your feelings about the tour and the upcoming potential project. Thank you.